Hey y'all, welcome back to the 16th episode of On Assignment for Alignment with Ayo Naima. And if you are new here, I am Ayo Naima. All right, y'all. So yesterday, I went to therapy yesterday, and I just want to share a little bit about it. The topic of yesterday's therapy session was self-validation. So if y'all don't mind, I would like for y'all to ride with me on this journey of me learning how to self-validate. Let's get right into it. All right, y'all. So when I went to therapy, I walked in, I said, girl, I need to learn how to validate myself because I'm tired of looking for validation outside of myself, right? And we had a little dialogue about that, and I also mentioned how I'm tired of looking for validation outside of myself in romantic partners, right? Like it's literally the worst. And then she also explained to me, because she's been my therapist through at least 3 relationships now, and she told me that when a partner of mine will say something about me, I'll deeply internalize it to the point where I start to feel down about myself and start to second guess who I am as a person. And basically that's just not the way to go, because at the end of the day, we are all human beings having a spiritual experience, and we all have our issues, and just because we project doesn't make us bad people, so basically she asked me what my plan was, and I told her that I said I didn't want to date because I've never had a time in my life where I just haven't dated, and I feel like I'm finally in that space where I'm like, I don't want to date right now. I want to take at least a year and just focus all the way on me, like really go hard and go in. I want to focus on my podcast. I want to be in therapy more regularly, at least once a week or once every 2 weeks instead of skipping time. And I'll come back to that after I say with us. And I want to focus on my financial success as well. I want to go back to work, get a job. I feel like I've taken enough time off from working, and now I'm ready to, get back into the swing of things. And when I told her that I wanted to have more therapy sessions, I explained to her that I felt like I would come to therapy when I felt like I had figured everything else out on my own. And I just wanted to talk about it with her. And she told me that it's not about her, figuring things out for me. She was like, you can't help that you're an intuitive person. You intuitively know what you need in your life to go to the next level. And that was very validating for her to say, which will lead into, and also I wanted to, and during this year, I want to take time to, create a stronger bond with my parents, get closer to my family as I have been doing, and just heal a lot more for real, and really just stand so strong in who I am that when people compliment me or they say things to me, it's just a plus. It's not everything to me. It's not like, oh, people notice this about me. No, because I notice it about myself. I stand strong in who I am. I don't need anybody else to validate me. I validate myself, and that's where I want to be. So that's what this next year is about to be all about. And even going back to the no dating thing, I've never had a time in my life where I haven't been worried about dating, like even when I got out of my last relationship, I told myself I was going to take a year and be single. And I'm so proud of myself because I did, I did that. But even during that time, I was just like, dipping in and out of dating and stuff, like really sad because I didn't have a partner. But now I feel so geared up, and I just feel so anxious, excited to get to know myself on a deeper level and really just love on me a lot, because this is going to be an amazing journey. And I'm honestly so proud of myself because, I'm finally at a space where I want to step into my full power, like really get gritty with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just step fully into my power. Like nobody can fucking stop me step into my power, because I'm so focused on my lane. I'm so focused on myself. I'm so focused on my spirit. I'm so focused on God that nothing can come into my way and stop me. And I've never been in a space like that before, and I'm really excited for this next year for me to be like that. Like, bitch, you doing it. You know what I'm saying? I really want to turn my goddess up for real. Like, I ain't never really turned my goddess up, and now this year right now that I'm from what's the date that I went to therapy? What's today? Let me see. Today is the 24th of September. I went to therapy yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. So from this September 23rd to the next September 23rd, let's see how motherfucking great I'm going to be from here from now until then. You know, even though we got our Saturn return coming up, fuck it. We gonna power through, and we gonna focus on ourselves, and we gonna keep going type, you know. And, you know, just keep God first, because that's who gonna get us through everything, you know. So I'm excited. And when I say us, I mean me, myself, and I. Y'all, I'll be talking crazy. But towards the end of the session, she gave me my homework, and my homework was to take a personality test, right? And I took it. And it came out that I am a mediator, a turbulent mediator. So you have assertive and you have turbulent. Turbulent is like easily, the way I see turbulent is like easily rocked, you know, like I can't take stressful environments. I have to be very calm in order to, you know, really be happy and maintain my peace. So basically it was a very validating activity to do, a very validating homework assignment from my therapist. Only 4.4 people, 4.4% of people in the world have this personality type. Princess Diana has this personality type. It makes a lot of sense, because that's my good Judy. Well, it's not really, I don't know her, but I'm literally like, I love Princess Diana. So yeah, it just let me know that, you know, it's okay to be different, you know. And the fact that I'm embracing the fact that I'm different and I don't fit in it just lets me know that I'm on track. The personality test really validated that for me. You know, when I was looking at all of the results, I was like, dang, like, you are really a beautiful person. You are such an amazing, gorgeous person, Ayo. Like, how we gotta really get in tune with that, so that you never fall out of love with who you are ever again, you know. But it made me just fall in love with myself all over again. And I was like, wow, like, I didn't even think that was possible for me I thought it was going to take a lot more work than that, but it just basically validated who I was. And it made me so happy. I'm so excited that I have that, and I emailed myself the results so I can go back and look at the results. And I emailed them to my therapist as well, because we are going to be talking about them in my next session. So I love that she did that, and I kind of want to share a little bit of the results with y'all, and just talk about how I'm feeling about them, because it did create a lot of emotions inside of me, and therapeutic for me to share and talk about my feelings towards them, and just process them a little bit behind the mic on camera with you guys. And, you know, and prayerfully y'all get something from this, and, you know, it allows you to validate yourself. And I will definitely be putting the link to the personality test in the description box, so that y'all can take it if you would like to. But let's just get right into these results. So I do want to share the career one, just to get that out of the way. It basically says, for mediators, an ideal career path should feel like a calling, not just a job. And it honestly just made me realize that I am where I'm supposed to be. And I'm grateful for that, honestly. And today I took my time out to just thank God for the fact that I was able to find my purpose very early in life. I'm 26, you know. And when I say purpose, I mean what makes me feel fulfilled, and what makes me happiest, makes me the most happy in life, and what allows me to give back to the world while I'm also building myself and making myself the best me. I'm able to give back and use my energy effectively like that, instead of feeling like I gotta wait to the end of my life to towards the time that I'm older to really get into my purpose. And I'm just grateful for that, because it's honestly, I don't know if it's rare or not, but from this seat it's pretty rare. And I'm really grateful for the fact that I know who I am, and I know what I'm supposed to be doing on this planet, to make it a better place. So let's go into my strengths. Okay, so my first strength is empathetic. It says these personalities can actually feel another person's emotions, from joy and elation to sorrow and regret. This is very true for me. I hate the word empath. I've rejected it for some time now, because I feel like being an empath is a opening. It's like a portal for narcissists, it is. I've been in a lot of situations where I'm like, that's crazy. Like people really be playing with me for real. And that just validated a lot for me. Like, I know that I'm not crazy. I know, but ever since I was a child, I was able, you could breathe my way and I will feel everything that you feel. You could just breathe. You could just be like, and I'd be like, yeah. And it's so, like, I would literally read down boots what somebody is going through at home. Like, even especially when I was in the Army, I would know when people was going through it with their wives at home, with their children. I would just know, and people would always open up to me, and I didn't mind it back then. I really didn't, but we'll get more into that as we keep going. So the second strength is generosity. These personalities want to contribute to a world where every voice is heard and no one else's needs go unmet. I pride myself on being a voice for the underdog. I'm an underdog myself. I just all throughout my life, I've always felt like I wasn't heard. I wasn't seen. I just always felt different, honestly. And I was, I just never fit in. And now that I'm older and I'm finally in my purpose and I'm seeing, my calling, and I'm doing the work that God has placed me here to do. It's a beautiful feeling, honestly. And I now realize that I went through that underdog phase because I needed to be, rejected by society so that I could fully be in who I am. Because when my time come, it's going to be people that say all types of shit about me, and I got to be able to be like, baby, I done heard that. I done been there, done that. I done heard way worse by better, bitch. Okay. So it's nothing that you can say to really turn me down, But yeah, I enjoy being generous, and I always say to myself, like, one of my main motivations in life is to be generous. I want to, when I do come up on, like, my material riches, my material wealth, is so much that I plan to do for my family, for my community back home, in Charlotte, at my high school that I graduated from, West Meck. These are the things that I'm thinking about. I'm already thinking about them, and I have them on my vision board. It's so much that I plan to do to give back, but right now I'm always looking for a way to be generous, and how I'm being generous is with my spirit and allowing people to see me heal and make mistakes, and just see my wounds and be open and vulnerable about them, because a lot of people feel alone. I've been one of those people, and I never want people to feel like they are alone and going through this world, going through this life as a whole, without being heard. It's very lonely. So I use my voice so that people don't feel alone. And I'm grateful that it has worked this far. And it's going to keep growing. And I'm just grateful, honestly. I'm really grateful. All right, so the next one is open-minded. Whew. Tolerant and accepting. Mediators try not to judge anyone else's beliefs, lifestyles, or decisions. This personality type prefers comparison to fault finding, and many mediators feel empathy even for those who have done them wrong. Because they're so accepting, mediators often become confidants for their friends and loved ones, and occasionally for total strangers. Yeah, so I've always been open to other people's beliefs, especially spiritually, because I know that for me, I have a reason why I'm a Christian and why I follow Christ. And I just feel like if that's my journey, if my journey is so specific to me and God led me to him through Christianity, then somebody else's journey did the same thing for them. You know what I mean? So I don't see that people being the same religion or the same having the same spiritual path as a thing. I respect other people's spiritual path because we all have a story, and God all brings us all back to, you know, the source energy of the world in our own ways, and we're all a part of something much bigger. And I think we're all God's children, in my opinion, regardless of what we believe in. And we all have a purpose, and we are all here to make the world a better place. But it's all about choices, and that's why I feel like if your spiritual practice brings you towards putting love out into the world, and, you know, making yourself a better person, and being a decent human being to people, I'm cool with your spiritual beliefs. But yeah, child. Also, child, this section made me angry as well, when it says, you know, empathy even for people who have done me wrong. Is very true, very, very true. And it has kept me in some very isolating cycles, some cycles that made me feel like I wasn't worthy of greater. It's been multiple situations where I've been in cycles where I just haven't felt worthy of greatness, and of being my best self, because I was stuck in cycles with people who I felt bad for doing me wrong. You know, like, oh, this just come from their trauma, this come from their trauma. Fuck your trauma, okay? Go deal with that shit and stop fucking hurting people. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been a person, and I'm not here to make myself sound like no saint, because I'm not. I done had my faults and my downfalls too, and you know, but the one thing I will give myself props on is the fact that when I see it, I nip it in the bud. This ain't how I want to be. This ain't cool. I mean, we gonna be a bad guy in somebody's story in the world. That's cool, whatever, right? But I see it, I attack it, and we got to move forward so that we can be better for the people that are to come into our lives, and for ourselves, and just on an everyday basis, just be a decent human being. But I pride myself in that, and being able to see my wrongs and right my wrongs. As long as you alive, you can right your wrongs. I always go by that. I told my best friend that today. You know, and as for me being a confidant for my friends, me and my best friend had a conversation about that this morning. She called me, and we always have fulfilling conversations when we feel super full when we get off of the phone. But she told me, she was like, I apologize for calling you, and, you know, I feel like I'm dumping on you. I'm like, you're not dumping on me, girl. Whenever you call me, it's a difference between people that just dump they shit on you, like, and they don't be having no type of they don't have like a, what am I trying to say? Like, it's like no solution. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm better just dump this here. I just want to vent. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like, an occasional vent, I'm here for it. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? What you want me to do? You want me to listen? You want me to, you want some advice? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? I'm totally here for that. But I'm not a therapist. And when she apologized for that, it kind of made me feel bad, because I'm like, girl, you don't dump on me. You don't come to me, you know, just dumping your problems on me. Yeah, you may vent every once in a while, but, you know, I feel like my friends love me enough to know that it gets heavy when people bring their problems to me. So I appreciate them for that. But they always know that they can come to me, but they know the way to come to me, and I think that's so beautiful. And that's what I love about them, honestly. But I've had people in my life who have dumped on me, and That shit's stressful, child. I'm not even finna go into that. Oh, it says my next one is creative. You know, I'm drawn to like creative pursuits. And girl, I always say that I'm a creative at my heart, and I am. Look at me. I'm on a podcast. I'm honey, let me tell y'all something. I did my hair, I did the outfit, the nails, you know, the toes, I did the lighting, I did the camera. You know, I'm doing the microphone. I'm a creative. I love the whole creative process that goes into a project of mine coming together. I do the thumbnails for my stuff. Like, you know, I just love the whole process of it. And just being a true creative and being able to actually have the time and the means to create is a beautiful blessing, man. And I'm forever grateful to God for that. And yeah, definitely drawn to creative pursuits, and I can't wait for this to become a full-time career. But in my brain it already is. Honestly, I'm successful, and you know, I'm enjoying the journey of it all because it's all coming from my heart. It's all coming from who I came here to be. But the next one is passionate. It says, when an idea or movement captures their imagination, mediators want to give their whole heart to it. It's so very true. And my thing is, my whole mission right now, my whole movement is be yourself. And don't be afraid to be yourself. And I'm showing y'all how I'm becoming more into myself and helping y'all. And it's wanting to, with the intent to inspire other people to be themselves and accept themselves for who they are, because God made us all a certain way so that we can help the world go around, you know. And I'm so grateful for that, you know, just to be a passionate person. Y'all see how much passion I put into this, you know what I'm saying? So and I just enjoy the passion for real. Like, I woke up like, and it's crazy because, do I want to talk about that in the next one? Nah, I'll talk about it now. So, you know, my creative process is like, I get up in the morning, I do a whole morning routine, you know, and then I'll play my gospel music, and then while I'm playing my gospel music, I'll get in the shower, get dressed, do my hair, put on my clothes, make sure I'm moisturized and stuff for when I come on camera, just in general, really. And after that, like, I'll come into my living room and I'll set up my stuff, and as far as like my equipment for my podcast, and I'll just listen to gospel music, and I'll pray because I always want my messages to come off and land and hit somebody, and, you know, at least everybody feels one thing and feels stronger when they walk away from my messages, you know. So that's my creative process, and it makes my passion just light up. Honestly, I'm passionate about what I'm creating. I'm passionate about the creative process towards before I'm creating. I'm passionate about the actual creating process, and then I'm passionate about putting it out. I love every time I just hit upload and it says that it's completely uploaded and onto these websites. I feel a sense of just relief, gratitude, passion, and just like, God, I pray that somebody feels this in their spirit and it moves them and it inspires them to be better. So yeah, I'm very grateful to be a passionate person. So it's very accurate for me. Idealistic. Mediators strive to follow their conscience, even when doing the right thing isn't easy or convenient. They rarely lose sight of their desire to live a meaningful, purpose-filled life, one that helps others and leaves the world a better place. Yeah, I agree with this. You know, my desire in my life is to live a fulfilled life, a beautiful life, a happy life, a peaceful life, a wealthy life, both materially and spiritually. And in order to do that, you have to have, you know, it's going to be uncomfortable moments in life. And I had to have a very difficult conversation with a loved one of mine yesterday. And, you know, it was uncomfortable. honestly has been on my conscience. It's hurting me, honestly. It's making me feel a whole lot of emotions, but I'm powering through. I prayed about it. And I know that it was a conversation that needed to be had so that I can move forward and I can have peace in my heart. And, just honestly, just a new beginning, full of honesty and love and everything that constitutes a peaceful relationship, and just life is short. So I'm just here to say what I can say to everybody while I'm here. Also to just grab life by the balls and be courageous enough and brave enough to go after everything that I want in life and create my own lane like I know I'm supposed to do, like I am doing. And keep God first, always above anything else, above everything else, above everyone else. God is first, and me second. And in order for me to truly be happy, I got to create a lane and I got to create space for me to be happy. And I'm always gonna choose to do the right thing in life, and whether that's the right thing for my path, myself, just to have integrity and be a decent person, even if I fall short, because I do be falling short sometimes. I'm not a perfect person, but I do my best to live with intention and do people right and do myself right and live the path that God has for me. All right, y'all, so let's go into my weaknesses. This is a vulnerable vibe, so really get into it, because I know I'm about to be in here thinking a little bit. So my first weakness is unrealistic. It says nothing in this world is perfect, and this can be a difficult truth for mediators to accept. And that's very true, because let me tell y'all something. When it comes to love, I'm a hopeless romantic. I only see love one way. People be like, marriage is hard. For who? You gonna have me in no hard ass marriage, okay? But I think also I gotta get real with myself and realize that, like, in a relationship, you have to everything is not going to be smooth. There's going to be uncomfortable moments where you have to speak about things, and there will be disagreements. Everything is not going to align because y'all are not the same person. Y'all are different people bringing two lives together to make a happy union. In order to allow harmony to exist in a union, you have to have uncomfortable conversations, and nothing is going to be perfect. So I have to get real with myself about that and understand that nobody is perfect, not even me, because I have a perfectionist outlook on myself as well, and I got to get rid of that, because but that's going to come with time, and that's going to come with me healing and me getting real and honest with myself in this year that I got going on. And who knows, it might even take longer. I'm not going to put a time limit on it. The next one is self-isolating. Mediators long to connect with others, but they don't always know how, and that's very true. Like I always say, y'all, I always felt alienated, ostracized, and even as an adult, y'all, I moved to the most unknown place, just so I don't have to be bothered, really. And I think it's very telling, because I love my friends, I love my family, but I enjoy my alone time. I'm very introverted, but I think that confuses people because I'm so confident, and I'm so willing to, strive to be a better person and strive to put myself out there, and show people who I am. But I'm very introverted, and I need that time. I need an extended amount of time to be alone, in order to recharge, because like I said, just being around other people, somebody could breathe in my way and I feel their energy. So I have to be able to keep that at bay. And I think me being self-isolating works to an extent, and I have to learn how to put myself out there more. But right now, that's what I'm learning for. That's what this next year is going to be about. It's going to be about me learning that as well, learning how to have balance between isolating myself and putting myself out there and meeting new people. But right about now, I have a lot of trouble with connecting with people. And I think that a part of that was because I didn't understand how introverted I was. And I feel like I mistaken myself for an extroverted person because I can be the life of the party. I'm not afraid to have fun when I'm outside. I'm very extroverted in that sense, but I'm very introverted in another sense, of like I need a lot of time to recharge and I need time to be by myself a lot. And now that I have the language for it and I understand it, I could communicate that to people, and not make them feel like I'm wishy-washy or whatever, because I've been called wishy-washy a few times and it's understandable. I can understand that. But now that I have the language for what I need, bitch, I need space. I need a lot, and I need a lot of space. And that's one thing that I honestly love about my friends, is that they understand that. They don't take it personally. But I got to be able to communicate that when I do, when new people do come into my life, right? So unfocused mediators' imaginative, introspective nature doesn't always lend itself to productivity. Many mediators get frustrated by how difficult they find it to buckle down and get things done. Me all the way. I get so frustrated with having no deadline, especially right now, because I got out of the army. I used to have deadlines and I would get my deadlines in, even if I waited last minute, I got my stuff together. But now that I'm out and I got to make my own deadlines, it's been difficult. And I have ADHD, but one thing that has helped me out with this is being organized. And I really let myself, be on my own schedule. I could be way better, definitely could be way better at sticking to deadlines and having them done. But when you're a creative, it's kind of hard to have deadlines. It's like when I'm inspired, that's when I take action. It doesn't just happen for me like, oh, I got a deadline, I'm gonna put this out on Monday. And I tried that. I tried to do Monday and Wednesday for my podcast, but I feel like it just feels so unnatural and the passion is kind of missing for me personally. Even if the message lands for my viewers or my audience, it don't land for me. So I gotta be able to feel it as well, because at the end of the day, my podcast is for everyone, but it's for myself mainly, and for me to take my therapeutic healing to the next level, and that's just by sharing. So definitely unfocused, but I feel like I'm getting way better at that, and I have to give myself a pat on the back with becoming more focused and making it a point to become more focused, right? So yeah, that's one of them. So my next one is emotionally vulnerable, and it says the emotional attunement of these personalities is among their greatest strength. But unless mediators establish boundaries, they can be at risk of absorbing other people's negative emotions or attitude. I struggled my entire life with this. That's what I was explaining with on the strengths. I didn't want to go too much into it. Now I'm just like at a space where I realize that I have to. I'm telling y'all, this personality test literally changed my life for the better, because it made everything click for me. It made me realize that I have to create space for myself to have boundaries for other people and understand, like, bitch, I can't deal with this right now. I'm dealing with my own emotions. My own emotions are a lot to deal with, because first of all, my emotions are like on a fast track for me personally. I feel like I'm constantly transforming. I'm always having revelation. I'm constantly moving forward in life, and I'm constantly looking for evolution. So evolution is constantly looking for me as well. So I'm constantly evaluating my emotions and processing them, and I don't have time to be processing other people's emotions. I can't afford to. It's gonna get me off a track. It's gonna take me out of my lane, so I'm realizing that I have to create boundaries between myself and other people's emotions. And it's honestly, when I say if people could breathe my way and I could feel their emotions, I genuinely mean that. And a lot of the times when I feel people emotions, some of the time, it's not their fault. It's really not their fault. I have to be able to be like, all right, it's time for me to go. You know, they could literally not even be saying anything about it, but I can feel it. So I have to create that boundary for myself and let myself know, like, all right, it's time to go. You know, it's time for you to really gather yourself and recoup and regenerate and go. So yeah. And this entire test really just made me realize how important it is for me to just draw back and assess what drains me. You know, because I've always had a hard time communicating that to people, because I feel like it comes off as very woo woo and you know, I'm not here to say like I'm psychic or anything, but you know, I feel things and I'm always accurate about what I feel, you know. So it just made me realize that I have to draw back because I don't have to put up with anything that don't have nothing to do with me. Period. Okay. And the last one, I think that's the last one, y'all. No, this is the second to last one. It says, desperate to please. Y'all, this one, it's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up. Conflict tends to be stressful for mediators who yearn for harmony and acceptance. When someone dislikes or disapproves of them, these personalities may become fixated on trying to clear the air and change that person's mind. Unfortunately, mediators desire to please others and can drain their energy, eclipsing their inner wisdom and their awareness of their own. This made me so angry, y'all. So angry. And it also made me sad. It took me back to a place when I was younger. It was like I was always with the popular girls, but I was never a popular girl myself, you know, like I was like that in between type of thing. Like I wasn't lame, but I wasn't popular. And, you know, sometimes people were drawn to me and other times people were complete fucking dickheads to me, you know. And it took me to a place where like back then I always felt I was beautiful, but other people didn't see that. So people would call me ugly. They would say some super fucked up shit to me. And it made me grow up and want to seek validation from people that don't fucking matter. Like I really never needed their validation from the fucking start. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in a space where, you know, when I'm reading this and it's taking me back to that space and it's making me sad, it's making me compassionate and empathetic for my younger self because, you know, I was desperate to please. I was so desperate to please. And even in my adult years, like I'm just now coming to a space where I'm done being desperate to please people. Fuck you. If people don't like you for being you, fuck them. In the words of Bernie Mac. Okay. So, you know, and I'm finally in a space where I don't want to do that shit no more. It's exhausting. It's draining trying to please other people and make them see my worth. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I first got out of the army and I'm telling y'all, this is like new revelation. It was a point in time where even down to me wanting to be like an Instagram girl, I wanted to get surgery, you know, get my breasts done, you know, get a nose job, you know, have the latest lace fronts and all of that. I saw that for myself because I wanted to fit into society so bad because I had been rejected from society for so long. But now I'm just like, bitch, we about to rock it out. We about to get into our lane, you know. This is my lane, you know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing how special that is. I'm realizing how special it is, the fact that I can empower myself from the inside and in turn turn that power into passion and create a project and create a long lasting legacy for myself. And it don't have shit to do with my looks, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I am pretty pleasing to the eye, but now, you know what I'm saying? And I always thought I was beautiful, but other people didn't see it. And now I'm like, I'm in a space where shit, I'm me, and I'm gonna be who I am, and I'm gonna keep getting more in tune with who I am, and you know, to the point where I ain't gotta be desperate to please nobody. Fuck you. If you don't like me, if you don't think I'm beautiful, I don't give a fuck no more. Like that's not any of my concern, you know. My only concern is to live my best life for me. Period. All right, y'all. So self-critical is the last one. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Mediators believe in their unique potential and they desperately want to live up to it, but this can cause them to have unrealistic expectations for themselves. When mediators fail to live up to these expectations, visions, they may accuse themselves of being useless or selfish or woefully inadequate. Taken too far, this self-criticism can discourage mediators, leading them to give up on their dreams. This the one. This is the one. Back to my story about me having my first YouTube. I just felt like I wasn't getting nowhere. It took me forever to get 300 subscribers. And it was just a hot mess, y'all. And I was just like, I should be a star by now. I felt, I felt so entitled to that when really I wasn't even putting in the work to get to the vision that I saw myself being at. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm on this platform with my podcast. I'm back on YouTube. I got a whole new YouTube channel. And I'm like, I only got 14 subscribers right now. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that's like I'm standing in the room. That's 14 people came here to see me. That's going to keep coming back to see me, and see my content. I think that's beautiful. And now I'm seeing it like that. And it's making me want to keep going. And honestly, I'm just I'm a way different person now. I'm a different person. I'm a more evolved version of who I was back then. And I just want to say that I'm proud of myself for, get into a space where, I don't allow myself to be so self-critical to where I want to give up, and I really genuinely needed this year to really get in tune with that side of myself, because I've been self-critical of myself for a very long time. And now I'm just like, fuck the criticism. I'm not about to keep being critical to myself because it's not necessary and it does nothing for anybody and not even myself. So I'm excited for that. I'm happy that I was able to get to this point, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself for finally seeing the light in myself and finally seeing how much of a goddess I am, how much of a queen I am, how much of a baddie I am, how much of a, God's daughter that I am, and just really fully stepping into my power. I believe that I'm fully in my power, but I believe that there's a lot more to go for me, but I'm grateful for where I am right now, and I'm going to keep putting God first. I'm gonna keep putting myself second. I'm gonna keep putting my heart into my project and into my podcast, and there'll be more therapy sessions to come, and I'm grateful for it all, y'all. And I do want to say thank y'all for allowing me to share this side with y'all, my weaknesses and my strengths with y'all of my personality. And I pray that everybody was able to get something from this episode. I feel so good and so passionate and so alive about this episode. And, I do want to take a chance to just shout myself out and just say, Ayo, I'm proud of you. You are a beautiful, strong young woman. You are a goddess. You are a queen. You are God's child. You are everything, honey. And you have so much more to go, and you are a humble individual, but pop your shit when you by yourself, girl. Be proud of yourself. Tell yourself that you're proud of yourself all the time, because you should be proud, Ayo. You should be proud, girl, so yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to the 16th episode of On Assignment for Alignment with Ayo Naima. Again, I am Ayo Naima, and I will see y'all on the next episode of On Assignment for Alignment. But also remember to follow me on Instagram at AYONAIMA_, and then on TikTok at AYONAI_OAFA, and then my email address is AYOWALTON0@gmail.com. if you have any questions, you have any suggestions that y'all would like for me to talk about. And thank y'all so much. Thank you for 14 subscribers. Thank you for 220 downloads for the podcast. Y'all, we are growing. I just went past a picture today that showed a screenshot of when I only had 10 downloads of the podcast. So I'm very grateful. We've come a long way. There's so much more to go, and I just can't wait to continue to keep sharing myself with y'all. So thank y'all so much for everything that you've done, all of the listens, all of the downloads. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, download, and share this podcast with everyone that you love and you think it will resonate with. So thank y'all so much. I'm so grateful for y'all. See y'all.